just started.
Okay. Yeah. Are you able to see my screen?
It's loading.
Okay. Okay. So previous class, what we did is we try to use HTTP GET and POST methods. So there we were facing some problem like we don't have any URL to access
Your screen
the.
stop sharing.
Really?
Yeah.
One second. Again, I'm starting. Now, are you able to see the screen?
It's loading again. Yeah, now I can see it.
Okay.
And I think this is mine.
Yeah, I'm just stopping the servers. This is another one. Yeah.
This is yours.
So yeah, actually we have created one login service. Inside that we try to access the URL. Like it was not updating. So what we will do is we'll create a local server which will serve we'll use the URL of that server and we will add the students to that object inside that server and we'll delete and we'll modify the server but using REST APIs the object.
Yeah.
Actually, JSON server is one server we can use in our local to create. Basically, it will simulate the remote server and it serves the RESTful API. That is the REST API. The REST API we can use to either add the students or remove or delete or any operations we can do. So I'll show you how to add that server, how to run that server. It will run independently. If you run once, it will be ready for use. So for that, what we need to do is, as we did previously, we need to install npm. I'll do one thing. I'll open one more editor, and there we'll run the server. Yeah. Now I am going to create one file, one folder. Here I am going to create one folder. Student example server.
Hi, Srinivas.
Hi, Mark.
What are you guys doing?
Yeah, today, actually on that day before yesterday, we were trying to access the RESTful APIs and it was not working. So what we try to do is today, we'll create a server itself. Like JSON is providing one sample server. We will run that server in this box only, and we'll use the REST APIs from that server, and we'll add or modify, or delete the REST APIs using that server. So it is like a backend server. We'll use that. Server and the object which we create inside that server.
Got it.
So what I'll do is I'll open the folder which I have created just now. Yeah, I created. It is basically empty folder. Here I'm trying to add the JSON server related information and one JSON file so that we can use that JSON object here. So for that, what we need to do is we need to first install the JSON server using, it is a third-party library. We need to install that JSON server globally so that wherever we want, we can use that server. What I'll do is I'll create npm install JSON server. So it installs at global. Next, what we'll do is we'll create one file here, like it is a JSON file, student.json file. We'll create, and the object will be similar to the object which we have created in our application. So here previously we have created this RESTful result.json. The same object I am going to use here. So yeah, here the syntax of this is either we need to access using the one key, so that we will get all the student list. For that, I'm going to create one key. Key is nothing but similar to first name and last name as we created here. It is a key, and this is value. Similar to that, we'll create one key for this whole object. So it is like a students, and the object will be like this. So if I access this API, it will return me all the results which are all the student object. So for time being, in most of the cases, there should be some unique identifier for each record, so that using that we can access the specific record of this in this list. So for that, we'll use one ID here. ID, it is like a rule number kind of thing. So ID 1. Yeah, ID is 1, and for next record I'll add ID 2. So it is like a unique identifier for the record.
So like your student ID in your school, right?
So I created four records here. Now I'll start the server, and so that we can directly use this URL on these objects. So to run that, the command is JSON server -watch. So it will watch on the student.json file. So the JSON file is present here. If I do dir, it will show us the student.json. Now I'm going to watch this file using JSON server -watch student.json. So it is started at the port 3000, and it is ready to serve. So if I copy this URL,
Okay.
I'll directly click on this.
So instead of using some other remote server as server, it is creating a server within the same machine that's going to serve the JSON object. Okay.
JSON object, yes. If I go and check this localhost/students, so students is the object which it is a key, and with this key we are accessing these records. So if you see here, it is returning me all the 4 records here. So if I want to access specific record, just go and use the ID here /1, so that it will return the first object, only first object. And if I do 2 or 3, it will return specific object here, like this. So this is when we do any modification, corresponding JSON object will be modified. So what we'll do is we'll take a backup of this because the data will be overridden with this REST APIs. So what we'll do is we'll create a backup so that we'll use the same file, same data for future if there is any changes required. Yeah, it is same data. Just I have taken a backup of this file. Now we'll try to add some students to this list and see how it works. So now.
You remember the other day uncle tried to add records.
It didn't it didn't work. So now in login service, instead of this JSON, we'll use actual API, like students API. So this API we'll use and we'll get the records.
Yeah.
I'm changing this URL. With this is a get student method. It will return us all the students which this URL is going to provide. Now is going to return. Now I'm going to start the server and I'll try to access the UI and we'll see how it will behave. Yeah.
I'm so tired. Srinivas.
4-0.
You can imagine me not talking. So
it's fine.
slept at 4 a.m. last night, and my mom is now running for sarpanch in the.
Okay, elections. Okay. ఎప్పుడు మారు ఎలక్షన్స్ 13th?
13th అది మాది 20th అనుకుంటా.
ఓకే.
13th కి ఇది విత్డ్రావల్ అయిపోతుంది.
ఇంత బిజీ అయిపోయారు. ఏది మారు వైసీపీనా?
రెబల్ వైసీపీ.
ఓ ఇచ్చారా? ఓకే ఓకే ఓకే. So previously what we were doing is on click of all records we are getting all the student data which is present in the student.json. Now we have modified. Now I am going to run this on click of this button. We'll see which port and which URL it is going and how it is printing. Now if you see here, it is going to the URL called localhost students, the same URL which we have data here, student.json. Now what I'll do is I'll add one more row just for testing and see whether it is loading properly or not. And username Mark. Okay. Now there is a problem because ID is repeated. Now I am changing the ID to 5. Actually it was throwing error message here. No data, empty input for. So now it is successful. We'll see here in UI. Now again I am going to see. Now the record came, newly added one.
You see?
Yeah.
Now what we'll do is we'll add one student record to this list using our REST APIs. So for that what we did is in home.html we have created a button called add student, add student, and the same add student method is available in the
in the home component dot
in the home component. So here we are adding first name equal to first name 1 and last name equal to last name 1 and marks equal to some 30. So and we are
where did you call that REST API? Did you call it from login service method, service class?
for what, for this add one?
To get all the students.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is there in login service actually.
Okay, got it.
It is there in login service.
Okay.
Now, this is a post method like http.post, and the same URL I am going to use here. And I am passing the student object with first name and last name and marks. And this what it will do is, as it is a post method, it will submit the student object to this URL, and internally the URL will add the student object to the actual student list.
But you didn't have the student ID, right?
Student ID it automatically creates at server side mark. This
Oh,
is
it automatically sequence
increment.
Sequence.
Yeah, increment, and it will add. Now till five users are there, right? 5 students. Now if I add one more, it will become 6, and it will add that. So this API itself, the server itself provides that.
When I have a problem, oh, okay.
Yeah, now I'm going to log in, and I'm going to add all the lists of students. Now I'm going to submit one student record. If you see here, the student record which I have submitted using post method to this URL, and the object is, if you come down, the object is first name 1 and last name 1 and marks 30. And if you go and see the response, it returns us the actual object which is saved in the database, student JSON file. It is kind of a database, you can say, and we can preview that. The ID is 6 and first name, last name, marks. Now we'll just go and see in the URL, we'll see whether the object is present here. Now if you come down, it will show us the 6th record here. Previously it was still five records. Now it is 6th record is added. Similarly, if we go and check in the file itself, JSON file, yeah, this one. So here, if I come here, it automatically added this 6th one, and now I'll go and refresh the page. Not refresh, I'll again go and load the page, load all the records. So it will load me the 6th one also. Like if I go and check that, so it loaded the 6th record, first name, last name, and 30. Even in the response also, we'll have 6 records, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Got it? You considered there.
Does it automatically save it on the?
Yes. Yeah, it is kind of a database. It automatically save and delete, update everything. It will done. So this is kind of a the database, the object which we are now saving it in a file. Now what we'll do is we'll try to delete one record using http .client.delete. So previously we have used get and post. Now we'll try to add two more buttons and 2 more methods like put and delete. Okay. What we'll do is we'll create 2 buttons here. So here I am going to add 2 more buttons. So this is like delete student or update. First we'll add update student and update, and there is another button I am going to create. This will delete the student. Delete. So Now I'll write these two methods here in home component. What we'll do is we'll update one existing record. The existing record ID we need to pass and the updated name we need to pass. Like suppose I want to change the value of suppose the first one only will take. So this one I am going to change the username Srinivas to Srinivas123 and see whether by using this ID1. Now what we'll do is we'll create a student object with ID1, but we'll not create entire object as we are updating the object. It requires the primary key, the key which we are going to access, and I'll modify the username. Student object I am creating.
Yeah, now they have code since it's a number.
Yeah, it is not required actually. This is a integer. Now I'll add username. I'll add Srinivas123. Now what we'll do is we'll create a method update student.
In the service class.
Update student method, and I'm going to pass this object so that it will update my ID username to 123. So I'll go and create this method using quick fix. We'll create. Created here. What I'll do is I'll copy this to bottom of the page where we have created this. So now the similar way http dot post, instead of post, what I'll do is I'll put method so that it will understand that this is a update call for the specific record. This is put method, and the object there we have created another one, delete student. I'll create another method, delete student.
Because we're going to create two buttons there.
I have created
Create and delete 3 buttons and add display students. Totally there will be 4 buttons on the UI.
4 buttons. Yeah, delete student. Actually, this delete student will accept only the index. So for time being, I am hard coding delete index to 1 so that it will delete the first record.
Yes.
Later we'll add the dynamically for each row.
Tell him again.
Your screen is frozen.
Oh, okay. 1 second. I am stopping. I thought you people are discussing. I'm sharing again.
Be very fresh to understand things.
Once you understand, right, it will be very easy. You can just close your eyes and write code. It is that much simple actually.
To do 2 to 3 times the same thing until here, Srinivas, without help. That's it. The rest is a piece of cake.
It will be in your mind only. Directly you can, okay, for REST APIs, this is the syntax, and if you pass like this, it will work. If there is any problem, we can get it in console and we can rectify that.
When he plays that Fortnite game, right? He will learn this. Stupid fellow.
IP. So to delete the specific record, we need to pass the ID. So it is kind of a specific record how we are accessing, like using /1. That means it will return the first ID, right? Similarly, this kind of URL we need to construct and send it to the server so that it will be deleted. So for that, what we need to do is, instead of passing the object, we'll create the URL itself here. Like ID. What is the problem here? Sorry, this is delete method. Put and post required some object, and for delete and get we need simply the URL. No need to pass the body, so that it will take care of. See here we don't have any body, only URL in get. And for post and put we are passing the student object, and even for delete we are simply constructing one URL. Here ID is already append to this URL, so once I execute this URL will be same as this, like /1 or /2, like that. So this ID is appended by using plus. Now we'll try to run and see if there is any problem we are getting. So I have created two methods, update student and delete student.
And two buttons on the UI. So
Yeah, two buttons on
call these two methods.
Two methods. So first we'll load the data. Now I'm going to add one more row and see whether the row is added or not. So it added to another row with first name, because as we have hard coded the value here. So, and now I'll go and update the student. The value which we are not printing here. I'll do one thing. I'll create a in home component.html. I'll add one more column for username. We'll print the username here. Capital or small. So this username I'm going to print here. Username. So that it will be easy to view that change. Yeah. So now it will print the username here. And because this is empty, because we didn't specify any username here, that's why it is empty. Now I'm going to add, and it refreshes the list. Now I'm going to update this username to Srinivas123, as I have given ID as 1 in the home component. For this ID, update student, for this ID, change the username to 123, Srinivas123. Now we'll see, is there any problem we are getting. It is throwing me the error.
Which one did you run?
Update student.
Update. And the object is this one. Okay, we'll check this. First we'll see the delete one, then we'll come to this. So first I'm deleting this student record. This is done, and see the data is deleted. Now I'll go and run the all students again. It will remove this line, because as we have deleted the first row, it deleted. And even it deleted from the database also.
Take rest.
Mark?
Yeah, nothing, Srinivas. Go ahead.
Okay. Actually, it deleted from the database itself, so it will not be restored. That's why I have taken a backup of this file. Now I reverted the change using Ctrl Z, and I saved the file again, so that it will refresh the page with same data. Now we'll check the update call. And also,
can you refresh all records?
Yeah, I refreshed just now, and I got the new one also here.
Yeah, you got the
That
new one.
deleted.
But why did the old file has first name, the last 3 records in the old file?
Because we have hard coded, and we added multiple times.
You added 3 times. So, but you replaced that file with the old file, right? No, did you not?
No. I didn't replace, Mark. I just
Okay.
now I'll replace.
Okay.
I just pressed Control Z just to load the,
Oh,
yeah, now I loaded with the existing data. Now we'll see here. Yeah, it refreshed with the 4 records.
got it. Okay, so update it did not work, right?
Yeah, update will check now. I have installed Postman in this. And actually when we write any REST APIs or any code, right, we'll use Postman like one tool. Using the tool, we can, without writing any code, we can directly test the REST APIs whether those are working fine or not. So I have installed, where it went. I have installed on this box. Let's launch app. So it is a utility. From this we can execute all the REST APIs to test. So what I did is the similar way we have this URL, and if I use get method by selecting these many, so I selected get, and when I run this, it will return me the list. The similar list we'll get it in our class also. So using this we can test and see whether all the REST APIs are working fine or not, so that we can.
So basically, this is nothing but a Google extension that you can use to test your REST APIs. Okay, the Google extension name is Postman. Okay, you can install
Postman, yeah. It is a extension to Chrome. Either in Firefox we can use advanced REST client. It is similar behavior, like for every browser they have provided a similar one. Now what I'll do is I'll see whether this specific. First I'll get this record and I'll update from here. Method. I'm going to change.
You just change
this to
Srinivas
123, and I'll remove this. These are not required. And see, it is working.
There is a comma. Do you need to remove that at the end after username?
No, Mar, it is not required. It understand like.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we'll see that. We'll see whether this is working fine or not. I have modified. Now I'll go and see that. It added one more record here.
What happened?
We have actually deleted that row, I guess. That's why it didn't. I'll copy the student list again and I'll add.
It didn't work, so now again refreshing the JSON file.
JSON file.
Get methods here and then see.
Yeah. So it is post method only. It is updating the username. It added only this.
Just added ID1 and
it added only this ID. Let's see. Put method.
Why did you pass the variable input method? The one you don't have to.
But it is actually it is not low. It is not taking that. 1 second. I'll check that. And the object. And the object. The similarly we are passing. Okay, I'm just checking the syntax of that put method.
Yeah.
Post one.
Oh, it's adding posts.
Oh, it is same.
Yeah.
Any other thing we need to do here? Authorization headers and this to L body.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You don't have to add the ID there.
But again, it removed and added only one more. I will pass in. So, it didn't add actually. It is a post and
It's a put method and otherwise anything.
content type. We need to specify this.
JSON.
Yeah, application/JSON. But is it just I'm thinking, is it required? But it is not actually required, man. With this it is working fine, but
Oh, with the application with
application/JSON. Now I'm going to add this code here for one record. For first one, I'm going to add this code and update only username is not quite and here I'm going to add 1, 2, 3. Updating only the parameters which we are passing here. It is removing remaining things. So either we need to pass the entire object with the updated value.
Yeah.
Yeah, updates so that it will. Yeah, it is refreshed with. But this one is actually not required. The header part. I'm going to remove this and see whether it is working. No, it didn't remove. It removed entire.
It removed the whole ID.
Whole ID and it added only one, first one.
Why do we add this header anytime?
By default, it will take automatically application/JSON as a default for all the REST APIs. But in this case, we are adding explicitly, then only it is working. But it should not be. Okay. The post method, I'll check and I'll show.
Put method.
Yeah, put method. Yeah, put method.
Post means adding new record. Put is updating.
Adding in.
Deleting is removing the record. But get method is to get all the records. Or get method, you can also give a specific record ID, so you'll get only that record. So get record doesn't need object, then delete record doesn't need object. But whereas post and put needs an object to be passed with the URL. Got it?
Yes. Currently what we did is in update or delete student, actually we are passing specific like hard-coded value to this method to delete the specific record. So instead of that, what we'll do is we'll create a button in each row. Like here we have created a delete button. Instead of here, we'll create a button here, like action button. For each row, we'll add one delete button. From here only, we'll delete instead of hard coding here.
Just like imagine you have these many added to your cart, you can delete individual records.
Individual records. So when we click on cart, it will show the items like this, and there is a delete button for each record. This will be like a global delete. We can say delete all the records, and this will be like individual record deletion. For that, instead of hard coding, I'll create a different method for this. This is we'll use for all the delete all the student method. So here using index, I'll add, and I'll pass the index instead of 1. I'll pass index from the client, from the UI. The same UI, the same index will pass to this method, delete student method. Okay, this method I am going to add in our UI by adding this delete button in each row. So for that, what I'll do is I'll create another column with action.
Action is the header. And then under
header name,
you have the button added.
And I'll create another TD. Inside the TD, I'll add this button.
Which means for every record, one delete button. Instead of instead of a button, just add a
link. Link I'll add.
Instead of button. Here you can say it's a link, so that it creates a link instead of a button.
Link, yeah. This is the CSS using, and here in for loop we can get the index of this row using let I1 constant equal to.
So you're making button with
index.
Yeah.
Here I have created a button link, and using this logic will get the index which will be stored in I. So using this I, we can get the index, and the similar index we can pass to this method.
What is that I? Where are you getting?
I is this index is the variable which is present in this ng for. The same index we are adding, we are saving in one local variable called I. This is a local variable.
Can we not directly pass that ID itself here? Why are you creating
ID? Yes. Student.id.
Right? Yeah.
Student ID. Yes.
Name, instead you can pass student.file.
Student.id we can pass.
Different because I is from 0 and 1, right? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. You are right. In ID student.id, I'll pass.
Got it, ma?
This will we'll put as it is just for future reference. If anything required, we'll use that. So currently, I am passing the student as we are already inside this for loop, and we are iterating the student object. Student object will have the ID as well as the username and first name, entire information. So on click of this button, I am getting the ID from the student object and passing this ID to delete student method.
The function name is delete student by index, not delete student, right?
By index. Yes. Yeah, I'll change. Thank you, ma'am.
Delete student.
Yeah.
Got it?
Delete student, and I am passing one ID. For testing, we'll add one console statement and see whether the ID is coming from the UI or not.
Yeah. Got it? So when when you
If
click
it
on the button,
deletes it, it will send it to the console.
no, even
Like,
just
It will,
calling that method itself,
show up in
it will show up
console.
on the console. But if that ID
console.
exists in the JSON file, it deletes it.
Delete. Yes.
Got it? Now you need to also write the you need to still write the service methods, Srinivas.
No, I'm using actually existing service method. Even in previous case also, we were using, we are hard coded the value. Now
Oh,
instead of
okay.
that,
Okay, got it.
we'll change this method from later, like
Got it.
delete all the
Okay.
students.
Yeah, got it. Okay. So you're just passing that specific index ID
Specific
to
index
the record
Mm-hmm.
and then sending it. So instead of seeing the delete button, not a button, it's a
Delete
link,
button.
right? Just exactly like
Amazon.
Amazon. Okay. So now
Yeah. Now I'll go and delete this.
leave that.
And if you see in console, it is showing the deleted ID is 1.
So if you go on JSON,
And
you should not see any ID with ID 1. And
ID 1.
when you click on all records, it should now load only 3 records.
Yeah, ID 1 is gone from here. Now I'll refresh and it removed. Now we'll try to,
Deleting from your card.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, now we'll try to delete the second one and see. Yeah, deleted record is 2, ID is 2, and it deleted. And even in network tab, we can see if anything comes in red color means that REST API is failed. Even in our case previously, put method was giving some error. Yeah, the line it turned into red color. That means there is a problem. If it comes with all the black color and the exit code, the status code 204 or 200 means it is successfully completed. Even in case of 204 also it is same.
Yeah.
But if it is 400 or 404 means there is some problem and it will turn into red color. I'll show you that.
Can't you
So now,
automatically run the button all records when you click delete?
so you mean deleting all the records?
No. Like when you click the action, can't you make it so that all records automatically runs? So that you don't have to click on all records for it to refresh.
So what he's telling is when you click on
Okay.
call the all records also after
All records method. Yes, we'll do that. So the same method, right? This method
just call it
I'm calling
after delete.
after delete.
That's it. Good.
It is not quite. You'll see that. Now for first time I am delete. It actually it is actually it refreshed, but it is not refreshing in UI. I'll do it in a minute.
Is a ng model is automatically tagged, right?
Yeah, it should automatically detect and refresh that. Print this in UI. I'm just printing the value here, whether that is refreshing or not. First we'll copy the existing, as we don't have any data. I'll pass the student.
All three, okay.
First time I'm loading, so it is printing all the records here. Now what I'll do is I'll go and delete this record. Actually it is deleting, but it is not updating in UI. It should update. Is there any
Usually we do enforce refresh, right? There is a tag, right? In I know it is what is it called?
meta
Yeah.
refresh?
Yeah, there is a tag in JSON in AngularJS, Srinivas. I mean, I don't know if it is the tag in AngularJS, but in Visual Force, there is a parameter here that we say refresh this.
But it should automatically refresh more without any user interaction basically.
And it also automatically refreshed that, right? Student list, it was showing 3 records only.
Yeah,
After
it is showing 3 records here. There is no problem on
now
that.
delete
But
again. Delete all 3 one by one here itself. Don't go there. Okay. Okay.
it is
Yeah,
deleted.
it
No.
just refreshed the whole page.
Whole page, but
Why is the
there is
table not yet refreshed?
some. It
Click
is
on all
deleted
records
here.
again. Click on all
I,
records now.
it shows only one.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, actually it is refreshing. We'll see
Why is it still painting all the records after refresh?
all the records.
Yeah.
I will will print one log message here and see whether it is executing sequentially or not, because both are REST APIs, right? Delete
No, it did because you remember it's refreshing
completed.
on the student list.
Yeah, student list.
The actual JSON is there. It's only not refreshing in the table.
Not refreshing. But in normal cases, right? It failed. Oh, this
Because
was
you you deleted those records.
I deleted. Yeah, I deleted everything from here. Yeah, I logged in. Now I'll go in the refresh. Go to console and see the delete object promise iteratable. Actually, this object is getting some other values. This is coming extra. But in first case, how it is rendering? Well, if you see, this one is coming extra actually. That's why it is. One second. We'll check the student list. We'll print the list here. I'm printing by adding comma here so that it will print entire object, not like a JSON string. So I'll load and I'll delete this. And how it is loading here? Yeah, it is coming. Oh, we need to add. Await.
Yeah, and just try to add await.
Await. And here.
Here it should be again sync, right? Yeah, async.
Now
You may want to refresh the JSON file.
yeah, JSON file I am copying. But in real time, right, we don't use that async and await. Actually, once we write logic inside the actual, when we get response from server, we write logic there. Because sometimes it may go into infinite loop like async and await.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now I'll delete this line. Yeah, now it is refreshing and it is loading the 3 records. If I delete this, it loads 2 records with this 2 data. And even we can add while adding. Similarly, we can add this line for add also for everything basically. For this, even for update is not working. Add, yeah. For add also, I'll add async.
I think it got the end. Misspelled async.
A SYNC.
Yeah, all obviously all of them should be in asynchronous now.
Sequence. Yeah. I'll check more why we are using async and is there a way to remove that if we run sequential thing?
Got it.
Now, when we add, actually, I can remove this just for testing purpose. I have added. So I added
First of
here.
all,
Add.
also you don't need all records. First of all, when you go into home page, just remove that all records button and automatically it should load the all records when you log in. Yeah.
Directly instead of all records.
Yeah.
We can comment.
No, that let him do it. Let him do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So just comment this code and this button. The same method we are calling here, call from the ng on init method, which is present here. ng on init method. From here, you can call that method. So that it will load.
Yeah, let him think.
The data.
You'll do it.
Okay. If we, 1 second, whether it is accepting async or not, we'll see that. Async is not accepting. We can do one thing, create a method and in constructor or somewhere and call that method, or create a method and call that method from here, like this dot all students. Start get all students.
That's it.
So try that. It should work. Otherwise, let me know. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, I think did you know how to create a server?
What?
For files, JSON files for REST APIs. Uncle, that's the first thing I taught you before I came. Huh?
Yeah, this one.
How do you install server and start the server?
There was a
Only two steps. Like one is npm install, as we have already installed at global level. This is not required for testing purpose. You can run this command. I'll send you this command in our chat. Once this is done, create a file. It should be like a key and the value. Using this key, we can access the entire object. Similarly, here we have created student object. Even after student object, we can create another object here itself. After this array is completed, here we can add another key with players or something. Players, and here we can create another list like this. So I can add multiple players here. So, and when we access slash students, we are getting this list. We'll do one thing. We'll
just do one players.
Yeah, I'll add one more and is this to play one and so we can create multiple objects and we can play with that objects itself. And this I'll start to start the JSON server. Command is JSON server -watch. It will watch the student.json file, and if there is any change, it will automatically load that JSON file. So now I'm going to run this file. Now it provides me the, if you see in console itself, it provides us the
URL.
URLs. Like these are the URLs. You can use this URL to get the student list and this URL to get the players list. Now I clicked on this link and it loads me the list of players. And if I use students here, it loads me all the students. So similarly, we can create a number of objects here and we can play with that objects. So with these two commands, we can create a JSON local server and we can add. And when we try to access any JSON objects, take a backup of this file into some other file so that we'll retain the existing code, existing data, and we'll use the data again and again.
Got it?
Yeah.
And the API which we have used is the same API which is there in the console, like /players. The same API I have used in our login service to get all the records of the students. Like this is the URL I have used. And instead of this, we can use.
Similarly, we can use foreign key references also in that JSON file, right, Srinivas?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We can use company and student, employees, like that. I didn't explore much, but we can use. I mean,
similarly, you can create your own
database.
JSON-based database.
Yes, you're right. It is like a front end. Instead of writing server-side code, we can test the entire application using the JSON.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll choose to try this with different JSON file and modify or add, and tomorrow I'll check the put method why it is not working, as well as I'll remove these async and await and see whether is there any problem or is there any way to access the REST APIs without await and async, and we'll see any different concept, or we'll create a simple login page and the skeleton of that one website.
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Amar, we'll try to catch up to tomorrow.
Yes.
If not, I'll message you tonight. If there is
Let's do one thing, Srinivas. If it is too early or too late is fine tomorrow for your morning. Since it's your Saturday, if you want to get up late and then have a class, that's still fine.
But మీకేమన్నా ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది అమ్మారు అంటే ఐ మీన్ నాకు 7
మీకు 7 కాదు, మీకు 8 అనుకో, 8 కాదు 9 అనుకో, మీకు 10 అనుకో, we're still fine.
But for you it is 11, right?
11:30. Yeah. Brother Bamardi sleeps at 1 a.m. So don't worry.